Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So for today presentation, I want to explain about our research methodology project, which is effect of UVA, UVB, UVC radiation to growth and antioxidant activity on baby leaf lettuce. So our table of content is background study, problem statement and objective, Gantt chart and flow chart, methodology and references. So for our background study is baby leaf lettuce is a baby leaf stage of a lettuce of Lactuca sativa vulcrispa L. Harvested early for tender high quality leaf, popular for health benefit. So type of UV radiation that we want to experiment is UVA, UVB and UVC. So as per we know, control UV exposure such as UVA and UVB can enhance the antioxidant content, and overexposure of UVC is harmful to the growth of photosynthesis. So our problem statement, a lot of studies have explored about the UVA, UVB and UVC effect on lettuce growth parameter or antioxidant, but there is not a lot of research about to compare the effect of these three UV radiation between them. So it is important to identify the optimal UV wavelength for the maximum antioxidant benefit. So our objective to compare the effect of UVA, UVB and UVC radiation on the growth parameter of baby lettuce. Second, to evaluate the total antioxidant activity of baby lettuce after exposure of two different UV wavelengths. So next is our flow chart. Firstly, sample preparation, then sample, and then we're going to do UV exposure treatment and DPPH assay to determine total antioxidant activity, FRAP assay to determine total antioxidant capacity, and growth parameter next, and end with statistical analysis. So for next slide is the methodology. First, sample preparation. Baby leaf lettuce is plant and grown in controlled indoor chamber. So temperature maintained at 21 plus minus 1 degree Celsius, and the photo period is 60 hours in the light and 8 hours in the dark. So the total sample is 10 with 3 of each treatment group. So next, UV exposure treatment. The baby lettuce are exposed to UV 4 days prior to the experiment, 4 days prior to the harvest. So all three replicate from each group, including the control, are exposed to the light source with different wavelength. The UV treatment that included is UVA at 385 nanometer for sample A, and UVB at 311 for sample B, and UVC at 254 nanometer for sample C. And as our control, UV lamp were kept at a constant distance to provide the consistent exposure between baby lettuce. Next slide is a sample collection. So the sample collection are collected 20 days after sowing. We select 10 lettuce plant in the from based on the N3 per treatment for treatment group and control. And next, we gently harvest each plant by cutting the root, putting the soil level at the using sterile scissor at the by make sure there is the entire aerial part of the plant and leaf and should remain intact. So and then we label each plant and place each plant in the clean and label tray. So next we're gonna do is DPPH assay. So when we use DPPH assay, we want to see the antioxidant activity. So the antioxidant activity of lettuce sample exposed were assessed using the 1,1-diphenyl 2-picaryl dihydrazine DPPH radical scavenging assay. And next, for the assay, 60 microliter of methanol extract was mixed with 904 microliter of methanol and 576 microliter or 0.125 micromolar DPPH solution inside the methanol. So the mixture will boil stack for 20 seconds and then incubate for 30 minutes. Then after incubate, we saw the absorbance. We observed the absorbance using the spectrophotometer at 517 nanometer. And then from the value we got, we make a calibration curve using the synthetic antioxidant BHT at the concentration ranging from 0 to 400 microgram per milliliter, prepared with 0.125 millimolar DPPH solution. And next, radical scavenging activity of the plant extract was calculated based on this standard curve. And then we repeat the process for the other replicates. Next slide is frog assay. So frog assay is to measure antioxidant capacity of plant extract based on the ability to reduce ferric ion. So the frog working reagent is prepared by mixing the acetate buffer, ETZ, and ferrum calcium in a 10:1:1 ratio, and pre-warning formations to 37 degrees Celsius before use. So for the assay, we use 100 microliter of the plant extract added to 900 microliter of the frog reagent, followed by incubation at 37 degrees for 4 to 10 minutes. And then we read the absorbance at 593 nanometer using spectrophotometer. And the antioxidant capacity that we got will be quantified using Trollocs standard curve. So the result expressed as a mu-mol Trollocs equivalent to the per gram of fresh weight. So for the next slide, we do group parameter. So for measuring plant height, the digital ruler or measuring tape was used from the stem base until the tip of the tallest leaf. So the value is recorded in centimeter. And next, repeat for the whole plant. And next, to measure number of leaf per plant, we count all the fully developed true leaf using consistent size threshold. For example, plus minus 1 centimeter. And next, we record the total number of leaf for each plant. So next, to measure fresh weight per plant, we rinse each plant under distilled water to remove any media or debris. Then dry with absorbent paper towel to remove surplus moisture, and weigh the entire plant using analytical balance and record the fresh weight in gram. And then to measure dry weight, we label the paper envelope in the drying oven at 60 degrees Celsius. Also dry the sample for 2 to 3 days until the weight become constant. And after the weight is constant, let the envelope cool for 5 minutes or at room temperature, and then proceed to weigh each dry plant sample using the same balance. Record the dry weight in the grams. So the final step is statistical analysis. So all the collected data that we got is analyzed using one-way ANOVA, and then followed by 2 key post hoc to test and to determine the significant difference between treatments. So when we see a significant level of P less than 0.05 is applied, so all statistical analysis are performed using IBM SPSS. So when we use statistical analysis, so we can view and compare the total antioxidant activity, total antioxidant capacity, and growth parameter based on the UV wavelength that we use. So this is our Gantt chart for 6 months. So in the first month, we're gonna do until 4 months, and we're gonna do literature review and then sample preparation at the 3rd month. And I think you can see on here what I'm going to do. And next, this is all my reference, and that's all for my presentation. Thank you for listening.